Hello, and welcome back to Legacy of Leaders, where we interview the brightest and most interesting leaders in the community, and today is no different. I'm your host, Whitney Mincey, joined by a very special guest, Miss Paula Jo Lentz, and I'm so excited to hear about what it is that you have going on. So tell us about yourself and what you do.
Thank you, Whitney. It's lovely to be here, and it's nice to meet you,
Yes.
so I appreciate you having me.
You as well.
So I am an artist, actually, by nature, and I love to create in all different ways. And so what I've been doing for much of my profession is working in communications, collaborating communications, and that includes experiences, or what many would refer to as events, but I prefer to use the term experiences because that's what really makes it special.
Right.
Is when you provide and offer an experience as opposed to just a place to go or something to do, is how can you take it to the next level. So that's what I do in my consulting with my clients in creating experiences. And what sets me apart a little bit from that is because I'm also an artist, and creating is just in my bone, in my blood.
Right.
It's so important to me. So I'm always looking at things from the aesthetic standpoint and how to make this unique.
So how did you get into creating these experiences?
Right. So I started, I would say, probably a pretty traditional or conventional path. After university, I got into HR, into marketing and operations, and I just found that within that scope, I really enjoyed events, creating these fun experiences, whether it would be for an international trade show, something that was local, etc., whether it was music related or consumer B2B. I really would hone in on that and found that I was getting the most enjoyment out of that was curating, okay, what's the hotel? What are we gonna eat? You know, ensuring that we have a fabulous restaurant, ensuring that the branding is on point.
Right.
And I have done that, you know, on a local scale, on a national and an international as well. And so.
Gotcha. So you've got some interesting things here. So tell us about what you've brought in today.
So I'd really like to focus on my art creations today, and thank you for allowing me the space to do that. What I have here is a little giveaway for your audience, and this is just a small example of something that I do. It's perfect for stocking stuffers. I actually love to work on large scale, but just not having the ability to bring it in, you know, with the set and whatnot. So I love to actually show that on my website later on as part of this. But this is a local oyster shell.
Wow, okay.
And this piece is on wood, and I work primarily in the blue palettes, all different kinds of blue, lights to dark, and I always incorporate gold. So this is really indicative of my style, and incorporating the shells here, because for me that really brings up the art to another level and raising its frequency and vibration, and it's really perfect for Florida and where we're at.
I completely agree. It's beautiful, and I just love the shine that you've added to it, because I think the shells can be a little dull after they've been in the ocean for a while and in the sand, and you really just brought it back to life.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So that's a giveaway that I'm offering for your community. And then these are my postcards. So this is some of my marketing collateral here that has some examples of different creations that I paint, whether it be with acrylic or mixed media with the shells on canvas and on wood. So I go with what I'm guided to create, but I also do commissions as well, as long as it's in the flow, you know, what we're both kind of looking for. So I enjoy that too.
Very nice. So for those that are watching that may be interested in your really unique perspective with curating experiences, what does an ideal client look like for you?
So I would say an ideal client is somebody that really wants to have an experience that's in their authenticity. They know what their mission and their purpose is. They have a message that they want to send out into the world, and they really are living in that authenticity. So that helps from the ground up, or the foundation, if you will, of knowing what's the message, so then we can create an experience, you know, that is what you can see, what you can feel, what you can hear, right?
Yeah.
So that we're getting all of those senses. And I would say those are the clients that I enjoy working with the most. If it's in the in the arts or in the music, I mean, that's just an added bonus, because that's the space that I love to live in. So
it looks like we're almost out of time, but I would love to know, as a successful entrepreneur, What do you feel is the hardest part of entrepreneurship?
The hardest part of entrepreneurship, I think, is knowing when to pivot and when to stay, to stay the course, right? And that looks different from everyone. Are you going to try something for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and then see kind of what the learnings are there and continue? Or do you need to go in a different direction? And really using your internal guidance system and your intuition to feel into that. And that's the way that I approach things is all of those learnings, whether they be considered positive or negative, but how I can utilize them for best moving forward.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Paula, and thank you for being here. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but if you want to learn more about Paula and the amazing experiences she puts together, make sure you go to dailynewsnetwork.com. All of her information will be there, and we will see you next time on Legacy of Leaders.